He says something about we shouldn't just see ourselves as support staff. You want to prepare amala, and the young flower is being pompous. That without me, nothing can be done. As the young flower thought of what will happen without water. If you are going to make amala, there must also be water. Yes. So in your chosen profession, you are professionals. You are important. So why am I saying all this? There are some things that cannot be done without you. So please put your hands together. So today, I'm going to talk to us about finding purpose and meaning in retirement. You may be surprised that why are they telling me about retirement when I just started work. Look at the people sitting to my right. They entered one day. They started one day. And they left one day. Not because they chose to leave, but because that is the way it is written. A time and purpose on earth. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to sow and a time to reap. So a day is coming that we all will bow out. So anything that has a beginning must have what? An end. So we should start thinking about how we are going to end it. In the way we relate, in the way we do things, in the way we attend to people. Look at the story he just told us. The young man was just doing his duties diligently, and the other one was like, hey, they were funny. But at the end of the day, their rewards came. One went into oblivion, and the other, the Lord took him to the peak, and his family members also enjoyed. So what type of worker are we? God will help us. Yeah. Because a day is coming that all we are doing today will become history. When God gives you a table, He places you on that table. And you know what He will be doing? He will be sending people, because of whom He has placed you on that table. He will be sending them to you, one after the other. So, how will you recognize the people God is sending to you to be assisted, so that you will not fail God? Our advice, the best thing is to be conscious and be good to everyone that comes to that table. Friends, and even enemies if you have one. I don't have enemies. God will help us.
Amen.
Now, this topic is very interesting because everyone will pass through retirement. The moment you acknowledge the receipts of your appointment letter, you have commenced your journey towards retirement. And that is because you have started drawing down. You know, we draw down. We are drawing down. Olayinka Balogun is drawing down. Because in 6 years' time, by the special grace of God, I will retire. It is somewhat similar to life. We all want to leave this world at a ripe age with lasting legacies that will continue to stand even decades after we have gone. Putting that at the back of our minds, we live each day trying to touch as many lives as we can. In the same vein, we do our service with the knowledge of the fact that someday we will leave the office. Since we already know that none of us will remain in office permanently, and true to the Yoruba axiom that says, office will marry Yakowe, the office will outlive the secretary. The presentation will therefore look at how to find purpose in retirement. Though, mainly for those who are close to retiring, there is something for everybody, including the newly employed and the already retired. Without purpose, abuse is inevitable. You don't know the purpose. There is a reason why you are married to the man you got married to. I hope we realize it. There is a reason why God gave you that woman. So when you see people saying, maybe that's why you are married to her. Cover her nakedness. Without purpose, abuse is inevitable. When I was in the university, a friend just gave me a hand chain. She gave it to me, I put it on. After a while, I just went, I dropped it somewhere. After a while, I began to look for it, I couldn't find it. But a day came when she just said, you can't change. I said, I couldn't find it. She said, gold didn't you? I said, gold. She said, yes. Oh, there was no way I did not turn upside down. But I couldn't find it. Where purpose is unknown, abuse is inevitable. I didn't know the value, so I just threw it somewhere. Many of us would have heard the story of a professor, very brilliant professor, who after retiring, he retired and went to a village, a riverine area. And he just felt, I don't want to mix with these people. I don't want to have, a professor now. I don't want to have anything to do with that. But a day came, he had to cross to the other side. So it was a young boy, a teenager, that was, handling the canoe. So as they were going, the professor said, what's your qualification? And the boy said, I couldn't do much. I only had JSS, whatever. And he said, JSS. He said, yes, sir. The guy said, because I left because I was afraid of biology. He said, you were afraid of biology. 25% of your life is gone. The boy shrugged and continued. And after a while, the prof asked him, do you know anything about geology? The boy said, no, sir. He said, 50% of your life is gone. And he was the only passenger in the boat.
Oh my
the
God.
prof.
Oh my God.
So when they got to the middle of the ocean, the boy said, Prof, I hope you know something about swimmingology. And he was like, what's that?
100%.
Can you swim? And the prof said, no, I don't know anything. He said, And he was afraid. And he said, so what are we going to do? Well, he said, the second pathway is there. They want us to make it before the storm breaks out. Pick it up. And he taught him how to do it. And they made it in record time. And that was when the man, let's start associating people with people. It's also good. So when we got to the other side, we called the line away, and you teach me how to swim. Because he did not want a repeat of what happened. Thank God he didn't lose his life. And I say that to buttress the fact that we need one another. Look at the person sitting next to you. She's your sister. He's your brother. Whatever concerns him should be your responsibility. Oh, he's about to fall into a pit. Let me do something about it. We call ourselves confidential secretaries. We know all that is expected of us, including confidentiality. And thank God for our lives. We are not the type that will say, my boss said I shouldn't tell anybody. But I just felt, how can I not tell you? You know what? He's passing through a lot. Like some sisters will come to you in church. We need to be praying for our pastor's wife. Yeah, she won't be, in fact. Do you know that sometimes pastor makes the mistake of beating his wife? And they want to pray. Will they ever pray? God will help us. We should be confidential secretaries and we should keep secrets. Now, there are some things that naturally creeps in when retirement looms. Hey, how will I make it? What will I be doing? Me, if I want to go on leave, I must have something I want to do. Because out of those 42 days, if I spend 7 days at home, just waking up, it will be like the world wants to. They put me from one office to another. And I just, at around 4 p.m., I just felt everybody had come. I said, what type of office is this one? Because where I was coming from the registrar's office, that nobody needs to tell you to even go to the office on a Sunday or Saturday. So everybody, they packed their things and left. And I go home with the children. My husband wasn't around. And I was opening doors. And they said, no, what's the problem? I said, no problem. Because I was not used to coming home that early. Now imagine in retirement. Some people begin to think about it. So we need to think about our retirement from the first day. We need to think of the economic aspect. Where will the money be coming from? So that should inform us of how to be prudent from the very first day. Now, people in retirement, if care is not taken, Some will fall into anxiety and depression. That will not be our portion.
Amen.
Why? Because there is restriction in their movements. Apart from the fact that age is telling, they have nowhere to go. So you can imagine someone that has not thought it out, that in my retirement, and she lives and goes every day. At least people in the neighborhood will be greeting her. Mommy, I could just go, you understand? And she stays indoor and she sleeps and wake up and when our locomotion is restricted, doctors will advise us against it. Because of the heart, we need to be moving. So what is your plan for retirement even now? Now, some of them, not all of them, may fall into depression because of inactivity. The fact that we come to the office every day, you climb the flights of stairs, you get to your office, maybe you forgot something in the car, you quickly run down again. You are exercising your joints. We are exercising our hearts. But when we retire, if care is not taken, our movements are restricted and it will lead to anything. So let's plan. What will I engage in retirement? Loss of relevance. Loss of relevance. I was in the office one day in UI, Faculty of Arts, and an old man just knocked and came in. And I greeted him. And he said, young lady, how are you? I said, please, I offered him a seat. He said, no. That he was just passing by and he felt he should come and check the office he used in the 60s. Of course, I jumped up again. I knelt down and greeted him. I think the year he mentioned, I was not born then. So, office don't shake me. And when he left, I was like, wow. He came to check. He came to look at what the office looks like, even after retirement. So a day is coming. You know, he has, if care is not, nobody will recognize him. And when he walks through that place that he had served for 30, 35 years, and no one says, hello, sir, you know, he will not be happy. But when he gets some that people, you know, what do, sir? But now we can say he has lost relevance. So a day is coming that we are going to knock the door of the very office we operated in. Purpose. How many people have you mentored? When you come back in 10 years' time, will you be celebrated? Or will they all say, oh, there was a man in UI, one of our very wonderful deputy registrars. When I got to UI and we are in the corridor, maybe some of us will be like 10, they'll just begin to run. And I'll be like, what's going on? And anytime the man came there, I would just kneel down. And I would greet him and say, Shala, Fiani, Olayinka, Olayinka. So a day I asked people that, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? They said, it's because you don't know him. A man that slapped an admin officer at one of the meetings. He was tough, but a very efficient man. So when he retired, he came back. He went to the alumni center. Asked, the driver was there, he was just doing his business. He came back and he said, can't they show him? He was like, Ori mi, Ori, oh, give me, Ejo, ta Tani. Those who were standing around, they just moved. And in that, I guess, shamefully, loss of relevance. There is something I like doing. I like obnobbing with old people. Because I believe they have few friends. A time is coming like that. IBP, Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida. When he was the, oh my God. Now, when he enters this place, those of us that will just say, how are you? Some people say, so what we do today matters. The lives we touch today, the help, the assistance we give, the destinies we help. I read somewhere, whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he reap. Loss of relevance, not because of anything, but it's because you are out of the system and it's no longer business as usual. A time is come that they will have to introduce you over and over again, even to children now. Those who are, we can refer to as children now. When they just say, sorry sir, I wasn't in Lautech when you served. Some people, it is that time in retirement that they will begin to have marital problems. Why? Because the husband is retired, the wife too is retired. They will see each other 24/7. But in the past, mommy would have taken her back, in the office. So she'll be thinking of, what will I do my husband in the evening? That she's in the kitchen. But now, mommy, she oúnjẹ ẹ̀rọ láti jẹ ìpé ṣe tún fẹ́ jẹ ní ẹ̀jẹ̀ kan láago mọ́kànlá ìbéèrè mi láago méjì. You know, it's interesting, but because they are in the same box every day, the man cannot move around as he used to be. As he used to do. Even the mommy gone, our movements are limited. So, I wanted to say marry your friend, but for the people I'm looking at, you are beyond that. We should understand each other even before retirement, because we are going to need that relationship when we are retired and we stay in the same box 24/7. God will help us. Boredom. What about boredom? There was a woman in UI. When she meets you in the morning, a retired one, you are in trouble. Just take it. Olayinka, Olayinka, she will follow you to your office. She was alone in the house now. And you want to walk. She now begins the story. It's because of boredom. But when they call you and you're like, yes ma'am, all right ma'am, what's it wrong? It's because of boredom. That time, boredom will no longer be on sale. It will be free. So we need to decide on how we are going to spend that time. From now, you find some people, they are interested in gardening, so they have a plot of land in their compound and they will plant a window, they will plant they will plant this, so as to stay active. In fact, what's over in their house? Now, be deceiving ourselves when we say our income will be as strong as it is now. Why? Because all those allowances, they'll be gone. Exactly.
Yes, sir.
So you are like, So that is why we have to be prudent now, please. So that we will not be troubling the children. God will help us.
Amen. Amen.
So how do we find purpose? Like I said when I started, where purpose is unknown, abuse is inevitable. But when purpose meets partnership, destiny finds expression. Purpose. The Oxford Advanced Dictionary will tell you that it is the reason for which something is done or created or for which something exists. For this lecture, however, purpose in retirement revolves around finding fulfillment and direction in life after leaving the workforce. Reflection and renewal. Retirement often comes with a unique chance to re-evaluate your values, interests, and goals. It is therefore a good time to reflect on your accomplishments, relationships, and experiences. Look back at what brought you joy and fulfillment in your career. Also take time to remember activities, hobbies, and pursuits that you put on hold. The perfect opportunity to explore that and that is retirement. In case you are wondering why that is so, there is no longer the hurry to wake up and get to the office. Neither are there files or papers to push from table to table or office to office. You now own your time 100%. That is why you should consider doing something that will bring you happiness and not what you do under pressure. There are times I will wake up around 2. I will remember something. I will leave a message for that person. I left a message for somebody on a Sunday and he said, "Don't worry, man. When we get to the office on Monday, we will do it." And when I saw him on Monday, I said, "You thought I was asking you to do it? I wasn't asking you to do it. I just dropped the message for you so that I will not forget." He said, "Okay, man." I said it the second time. "Okay, but where I will be, I take it easy now." But in retirement, there are no deadlines again. Now, reflection and renewal should lead to the discovery of new purposes. A retired person can therefore consider the following areas. Before I leave that, do you realize that you have something unique in you that God has deposited in you? And those are the things I will expect you to to bring back to your mind. The things you could not do as a spinster. The things that while you were at work, you were thinking, if only I had the time. Me, I like to cook. I like to cook. But my own is, as I'm cooking, somebody is there watching. Taking care, I can cook. Jesus. In December, I go home. Can you imagine? I wasn't expecting visitors on Christmas Day, and I prepared like 5 combos of rice and mofefi. If I want to feed my dogs, we didn't finish 5 combos. So I started calling, "Come, oh yeah, come. Hey, where are you? Yeah, I'm expecting you at home. Mommy, what? I have." So probably when I retire and you are looking for somebody to prepare a food for you, just call me. Call me. I'm saying all this because we all have some things we suspended. Some things you could not do because of the pressure of work. So be planning towards retirement. Oh, okay, I can be doing this, I can be doing that. Do you know that some people love ironing clothes? All you need to do is just get a boy. Oh yeah, everybody in the neighborhood, bring your clothes. Get some women, supervise them. Oh yeah, let's be ironing. Those things we suspected. There is something in you that is unique to you. I read somewhere, there was a woman, she said, come and see, her husband had died. And someone is coming to take her 2 boys away. Will you be looking at me? And the man said, what do you have? She said, I don't have anything except for a jar of oil. So you have a jar of oil in you. Because that was the oil that the man used. He said, okay, get vessels. Do not get a few. Oh yeah, begin to pour them. And she began to pour them. And she began to pour them. And she began to pour them. Until she got to the last vessel. And the oil stopped. So if she had more vessels, she would still have been able to be pouring. So you have something unique in you. In you. You have something that is unique, that is peculiar, that is positive, that you can think now that, okay, when I retire, why don't I pick this up again? God will help us. Yeah. Now, when we are retired, reflection and renewal should lead us to discovery of new purposes. I've said that. A retired person can therefore consider the following areas: volunteer work. In the mosque, in the church, you can volunteer. You can even advise your pastor, if you like, or your imam, if you like, taking care of toddlers. That could be your area of strength. Pastor, why don't we consider having a creche? I can be taking care of them. Just get me 1 or 2 girls. And that's it. So you see how somewhere to go. You see how something to look, forward to. And we can look for private organizations. Oh, I'm a retired secretary. If you need me to do anything for you, please call me. This is my line. We can go to our friends and tell them this. If you see anyone that is looking for, because you are retired, you don't want to be tired. We should speak out. I can do this. I can do this. I can do that. Now, hobbies and passions. We should revisit activities you enjoyed before your career to explore new ones, such as painting, writing, gardening, or traveling. Alan David Sanders, who founded Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC, the second largest restaurant chain in the world today, did so many jobs. He never seems to get anyone right. As a fireman, he got involved in union activities and prevented a colleague from being sacked. He, however, did that at the cost of his own job. Activist. At another job, he was fired for fighting with a colleague. He took correspondence courses, studied law, and started practicing as a lawyer. But guess what? His reputation as a lawyer took a nosedive when he had a physical fight with his client's rights in the courtroom. Now, but today, we all know KFC. Guess where he started from? As a 9-year-old boy, being the eldest of 3 children, he cooked for his siblings every time their mother, who worked in a tomato canning factory, was away. So Haaland grew into becoming a good cook. He, however, went into so many other jobs and only thought of opening a restaurant when there was nothing else to do. By then, he was already 40 years old. Age is not a barrier. Like Sanders, many of us have abandoned some hobbies and passions which are capable of changing our fortunes, making lives better for others, and serving as legacies that will outlive us. What I'm trying to say is that Sanders died in 1980. That is 45 years ago, but till date, his picture adorns every billboard of the restaurant, and the story of KFC cannot be told anywhere without a mention of his name. All because he ignited his passion. So, what is that passion that you have kept in the woman and pushed to the store? You have something. So we can begin to plan. Okay, no problem. I like sewing. There's something you can never push me into, no matter the amount of money. I'll just take your money and leave it. Baking. You put sugar. You put chemical. No. Even when the people in my house do it, I'll make sure you clean my kitchen thereafter. Okay? I don't do all those. So what is that thing in you? Begin to fan it to flame. Dear. I visited mommy one day. It was in the night when I first came. I told someone, I said, come and take me to her house. When she saw me, she was like, Kini Mosheo! Hey! I said, Mama, what Kini? But that is not where I'm going. She has a shop. And I was happy. Why? Because she's keeping herself engaged. And I'm sure she had the shop before she retired. Plan. No wonder she's looking so young. Now, personal growth. Learning starts from the grave. From the cradle. Learning starts from the cradle and ends in the grave. So, we should learn something new every time. Oh, your hair is beautiful. Who made it for you? Another thing I like doing very well is plaiting hair. Before I got married, the grasses around us were not bound. I used grasses to learn plaiting of hair. And I'll be begging the wives of my uncles, let me do your hair for you. They'll say, you do my hair, please, I will do, and I will drive them. And God, in His infinite mercy, He gave me girls with very long hair. Because to girls, and I prayed that, are they twins? Your hair is beautiful. Your hair. So when I'm retired, bear it in mind. Personal growth. We can still learn. We can learn, unlearn, and relearn. Just to keep ourselves busy. The money there may not be as huge as it is now, but our streams of income will not stop. If we look at things like this, for friends, for families. In our churches, in our places of worship, let's show interest. In my church, they know where not to put me. Children's church. All the children will get born again before the service is over. She has beaten me. Excuse you. Put me in adults, teens church. Put me in charge of the youth. My pastors know where to put me and they know where not to put me. So if I want to volunteer, I can just tell my pastor, put me in charge of the youth. Let us think without the box. Not outside the box. Without the box. What are the things you are good in? What are the things you are good at? Even in your neighborhood. I'm not pushing you away, or a day is coming that all of us will need. Mentorship. By the grace of God, I have some people I have mentored. I have invested in people. As I'm standing here, if I need someone, if I want to plan a party for 3 p.m. today, here, honestly, for how many people? Let me say 100 people. Before 3 o'clock, we'll get it done. Because I know who to call. Okay, you want to go to Bodija market. Get me this, get me that. Okay, you